Okie dokie. It's popping up. Let's try it. Yeah, this all join. Sweet. Sweet. Well, if you did join my friend, I'm going to be waiting for a little bit just in case someone does want to get someone to come on. But yeah, I think it's Thanksgiving. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving if it is. Happy Thanksgiving. Guess I was like lag or something. Still streaming. Okay, cool. I'm back, and no, I didn't wash my hands, and it's not because I just have bad hygiene. It's because I peed my pants. I didn't make it to the bathroom on time. Anyways, okay, let me make sure I save this. Okay, dude. This up. Get this up. Now, before I begin, I gotta make sure, absolutely make sure. I think I can get this live now. Let me see if I can. Okay. Oh my god, no. Hold on. Okay, yeah, no, because like it straight up just wants me to like use my fucking ID, which I'm not doing. So, yep, I guess I did really scam you guys. Okay, well, that's on me. That is completely and utterly on me. My fault. Well, whatever. We don't need Tim Talk anyways. You're better than them. We are better than them. Alright. Let's get this show on the road. Alright. We are going back into this. Actually, I'm gonna I was playing chapter 3. Of course I'm playing chapter 3. Let's go! Let's fucking go! Alright, back into it. Alright, what do you got? Hey Chris, you and Razel. You and Azrael. I don't know why. I just took a whole break right there. I thought he said Rousey, but it's Azrael. Azrael took me home from school, remember? The rudeness party. Sure, you lost them somewhere, and I mean really lost. What are you? Chris, bang up job getting B ranked. Love for that, a little prize. Receivement was cool. Revived it. Oh, you there? It's me, Elenia. That's your fucking name? I don't think that's. Did I know that? Elenia? Nah, whatever. I've never felt more moisturized. The single life's never felt this cool and collected. Ask me about anything. Okay. Oh, Lenio? Well. Oh yeah, I forgot. I probably should. Oh, that's unfortunate. Probably should do her verse. What did I do for her again? A lot from last time. My sunshine, something like that. My sunshine. I can't do girl voices. I just can't do that. It's not possible. I'm too masculine. My sunshine is gone. My brilliant sunshine. Well, that's on you, boss. Fair enough. Everything reminds me of him. Everything. The nighttime, the daytime, I saw a big wheel of cheese, and I thought it was his face. Understandable. Completely understandable. I look at cheese and think it's people's faces too. Without him to balance me, and my only forecast is rain running down my face. Both of these are love, are fucking lame. I would just tell you, you be alright, but whatever, I guess. That's right. Brother girls are the wave, aren't they? The gold cloud never stays alone in the sky for long. Thanks, Chris. You're a real cucumber. What? Okay. Cucumber. You know, not a cool one, but. Ooh. Cool. What else? Don't do anything funny. Mr. Tennis orders. Okay. Oh, it's you. Let me check if you're on the guest list. Sure, nice. That's unfortunate. My rank awards. What's in each order? On the previous board, you earned a rank B. How brave. This means you can use door B and C. I'm sure you can earn rank A next time. A door is a arcade, cool. You can play a physical challenge for fun. B door is for ball machine. Spend points to earn random prizes. And C door is for cooler. Feel free to have a drink. It's for a cooler, okay. That's unfortunate. I made him Texas ones, right? I probably should. I want to give him the fucking James voice from fucking Pokemon, but I don't know. I don't really know if I got that in me. All right, I'm gonna do it. Oh, you're there. It is I, Lenio. I can't. I don't think. It is I, Lenio. The green room was busy, so I'm in here. Need any assistance from a brave, independent moon? Weather report. Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna hear him burst out crying, isn't he? Certainly. Tomorrow's forecast will be sunny, followed by a light drizzle. Yeah, I knew it. Oh, Elenia, my sweetest cloud, she would have loved a light drizzle. Everything reminds me of her. Everything. That water cooler, the water warmer. I tried counting sheep for a nap, and all I could imagine was her face. Without her moisture, my heart and skin have become so dry. For our class is love, man. My class is love. That's right. I'm the most popular circle in the sky. Everyone knows guys with I don't know what the fuck that word is. Or hot stuff. I've got this. Thanks, Chris. You shone a little light on my life. Good for you, boss. I think I need to. I looked up a tutorial to make sure I didn't like miss any chances in the background. I think I need to go here to do the boss fight. I might be essential. I probably didn't. There's no way it did. Hey, there's Tana. On stage over there. Maybe we could talk to him for a second. You know, get some hints about the next board. Anyway, let's go. Wait. Chris, maybe we should let Susie go and just watch from here. Alright, I guess. Then let's close our eyes and think about what she's doing now. I made his voice Markiplier. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. Located in the purple on the Florful Cliffs. Perfect. Don't waste any time. You know what comes next. Assembly air holes. Soft, soothing music. Then we just need time. One more board. Just one more board. And then... Hey. Hey. Susie. Susie, sweetheart. My star contestant. My star... I'm losing fucking it. Their voice, the Barney voice and Markiplier is kind of too similar. My star contestant. Hey, how can I help you? Free toy ball, voucher, refreshments, lifetime supplies of non-glooby slime. What the fuck is that supposed to do? Yeah, I can do a few things. Just wanted to say the games were pretty fun. I guess they are. I mean, you saw when you interrupted us, but Rousey, he was being kind of weird earlier. I feel like this cheered him up, and me too. It's just been talking my mind off everything, I guess. Taking my mind off everything, I guess. Susie. I've never wanted to hear anything more. I've loved putting on this show. I haven't had this much fun in years. Seeing real laughs, real smiles from an audience of more than one. It's a dream. I can't lie. I've been a bit alone until recently. I can relate, I guess. But honestly, you and Little Rousey has been an honor. Even if you're a tad bit sassy. Oh, hey, Chris was having fun too. Oh, yeah, Chris. Chris, good old Chris. What a stinker. Don't you like Chris? What the? Are you kidding? I love Chris. They were one of my original viewers. I'm just not sure if they love TV. Why wouldn't they? Hey, would you look at that? The next board's ready. It was great talking to you. Susie, good luck out there. Oh, yeah, later. So, what the hell are you two doing? Okay, weirdos. I mean, that's what he told me to do. That's not me. You should have told him. But alright. Yeah, you know, I thought he was a weirdo at first, but Dino's not such a bad guy, you know, Chris? Just kind of lonely. Yeah, I guess. Very, very interesting individual. Right. I knew you were actually having fun, too. Cool. Chris, the fuck? Chris, are we all ready to start round 2? I mean, I guess. TV-tastic. Then let's rock and roll, folks. Oh, we can teleport. Nice. Welcome back, everyone, to the show that'll make you scream your scream. TV time. Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsors. A gun-shiny pillar of darkness that gives us all form our power. Now available in unsetting, obscene, implausible. Why do you always say random ass words? I know fucking rainbow. Jesus Christ, these big ass, complicated, complex ass words. Stop doing that. Now, Mike, the board, please. Slather on the sunscreen, everyone's because. Oh, slather on that sunscreen, everyone, because today's second and final board will be an inadequate adventure to a desert island. That's right, an all-expense-paid trip to a beautiful tropical paradise. Haha, wish I could go, but I'm just a big electric box attached to the wall. Haha, but I would look good with a tan. For this board's goal, you'll be aiming to enter the floating Atlantis Stadium. Legend has it, the best way there is our super high budget Rainbow Bridge. However, the rainbow only appears if two lovers meet at Lover's Cliff. By the way, don't forget to takes a lot of photos while you're on vacation. Now, we're gonna have some real fun in the sun today, so don't touch that dial. Well, okay, you can touch it, just be gentle. Welcome to Hollow Cloud or something. Alright, I was turn it into a surfboard. I can only be a block. Sweet. Quite a useless ability, but alright. Welcome to the island board. Atlantis awaits in the north. You will need two lovers to unveil the Rainbow Bridge. Welcome to Kula's Shrine. Got the camera. Sure. Nope. Take 3 grand photos to reach the ocean. 3 grand photos. Green geyser just next door. We can dig it up. Okay. That's some spikes. Hides in the forests. It's not rose, but it's thorns. is under the ground. Feelings of youth underneath with a photo. A flower torn in half. I wonder who took it. The photo, I mean. It's automatically did that. Why did it do that? Oh, just pressing enter does that, okay. Oh no, the green spring is back. Guess we'll have to squeeze Rouser in the green smoothie. Interesting. Ah! Ow! Oh, Tenna told me to wait here at the Lover's Peak. They say when two true lovers stand side by side here, the Rainbow Bridge to Atlantis will appear, but I don't think anyone's coming here for me. I keep holding on to shift thinking I was gonna do something, but it's not. Binoculars 10 points to take a view of Atlantis. Got planting. That's it. Oh, okay, well, makes sense, I guess. Fair enough. I keep doing that. Thinking shift was gonna do something. Oh no. I wish some falling balls were falling on me. I wonder what it could mean. I keep thinking pressing shift thinking it's gonna do something. That's not even shift, it's fucking enter. Ah. Gotcha. Didn't thought that would actually do anything, but cool. Don't know what that did. Execute for you. You got this one to get this, huh? Susie? Alright. Where are we supposed to go? Across, I guess? Let me see. have to pick this one up, so let's not do that. Let me see. I think about this. Can I repick them up? I don't think I can. I'm assuming that bell resets them. Oh, I'm supposed to go down there. I thought I was supposed to go across. That's on me. Alright, well, I fucked up. I think I'm missing something. Because there's no shot I can get across that with just 3. Oh wait, yeah, no, hold on. Got it. I got it. Fuck! Damn it. I fucked up. Okay, hold on. I gotta place this somewhere else. Here? No. I have to place... I have to get this, but... have to get that one, so no, doesn't make sense. Maybe, or maybe it does. Fuck, let's just try it. Let's try it. Damn it! Then I can't get that one. Oh shit! I shouldn't have done it there. I don't know why I didn't do it there. Almost. Hold on. It's gonna take me a bit, but hold on. Give me a sec. You need to place it in a way where I can actually go back and get all of them. I think I need to place it here. I actually might be missing something though. I fucked up already. I thought I could go over without fucking. No, I could. There we go. Interesting. Okay. That's unfortunate. Not too bad. Wait, am I still? Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. He's the only one that can go. Honestly, that was me the entire time, man. Sweet. You know, I'm just realizing, look, I'm not fucking speaking for them, but it's only because I can't fucking, like, continue, like, when they do it, you know? It's just, like, I need time for me to, like, actually get into it, you know? You just do it, on, like, out of nowhere. Until I found something cool I want through. If it's okay, haha. wait, hold on. Yeah, no, that's unfortunate. I'm back. I apologize to the viewers. I keep doing that. Dang. Okay, yeah. I keep doing that. I think I keep thinking it can shift, but I can't. Nope, nope. Oh, is that already out here? Yep. Look, guys, I'm lost. I'm lost. I didn't mean to make a shot. He didn't mean to. Interesting. Oh, something beautiful. That's what that was. Do I need a key? I'm assuming we need it. Darn it. Oh, that's free. Bet. Let's go. Circle. Beautiful, beautiful. Why is he so expensive though? I might be able to do that. There we are. Yep, got enough. Let's go, let's go. Sweet, just 9. Why didn't I fucking do the voice? Just goes. You did it. Fucking loser. Where was that at? It's not over here. I think it was over here. Where is it at? Interesting. Kind of working backwards, I think. Right. Surrounded by wash up grass. Any person seemed to want it. Listen to it? Sure, why not? Sound of the ocean. The pity is just repeating all it knew. It was just repeating all it knew. Interesting. I just went all the way through here for nothing, I guess. Wasted our own time. I'm trying to find where that thing was. There's a nature thing somewhere. But I don't really remember where it was. Is it over here? Would have been interesting. Where was it? I can't go back over here. Can I? No. That's a possibility. I'm just walking in place at this point. Where was it? I don't remember. It's not it. missing something. I must be. I must be missing something. I don't know what I'm missing, but I'm missing something. Oh my god, it was over here. I thought it was something else.
You got a green bush? Leave it to me. I'll get to it for you. Good.
You had the long way, didn't you?
Looks like a dark green gold. Take a picture for the ages.
Right now, bozo. Nice, let's go, base. I knew she was gonna do something. Actually, hold on. I think I need this. Too bad, bozo. I don't know where I need it, but I need it somewhere. Spice housing force. or something somewhere. Oh wait, hold on. Nope. Okay. Thought that'd be the. Okay, cool. Oh, sweet. Huh? Cool. Chris, want to play money making game? Oh. Okay, well. Is that it? There's a big ass ocean place right here. Technically, there's a park over here. Something? No. Oh. What is this? It's nothing. Literally just nothing. Okay. Interesting. Well, that was quite the adventure. Something up here? No. That's where I came from. What's up, boss? Without the rain of love. Without the rain of love. Without the rain of love, to nourish me. My life is lost at sea, burgeoning in the hot sun. Oh, whoa. No SPF can save me from myself.
Won't you have someone to show me? Yes, close your eyes. Okay, I'll try anything once. Sweet, put that nigga in my pocket. No. Smoke shut up. You three criminals took my camera, took the moon, and even took the clouds. Now if you're going to be taking. Oh, that's right. Could you at least take a photo of me? Oh. What a dude. What a dude looking dude. I didn't know what the fuck was happening. I got scared. What is it, Z? Okay, whatever. Take it at the right moment for extra points. What is the right moment? There he is. Most lovely photo of my album. My heart are full. I'll give him a voice if he appears. I don't think he will though. Normally if my photos are all great, but you turned my sky blue, blue, blue. I forgive you now, adieu, in the name of love. One of two, huh? Nice. Me neither. Oh no, I actually have to do it now. Is there anything up there? Is there anything else? You sure? Finish it. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, good. I found a little secret. It's nice. Alright, this is it, folks. Come out, you two. Alright, open your eyes. Now, looks like your game characters are just about to meet. Let her speak. Elena, I'm sorry.
Well, you know, I'm sorry too. It's okay. We still love each other, right?
Of course, I'm just sorry. Oops, duty calls. Gotta go, kids. I'll give them a little alone time. I can't wait. I'm going to the next room.
Oh, you know,
Oh. Damn, that's unfortunate. So, you must be the ex. Who the heck? No, that's not a voice. Who the hell are you? I'm sorry. I thought we were. You didn't. So let me save. Let me save. Why do they have hands in the sprite? I know. I can't read it for the room. Please come here if. I didn't think us Valve 2 should be apart. Instead, Valve should be together. With me. Okay. Because 3 aren't strongest than 1. Because sure, there aren't stronger than 2. And many other numbers, etc. etc. Everyone in agreement?
You will be with me again if I...
You'll be with me again if I... Yeah, okay. We get it. We good. Let's go. Cue Rainbow. Valsworms aren't the only battle thruple in town now. What did he say? What did he say? I'm back into Atlantis. Why is this rainbow impure? For a very, very specific reason. Are you ready to rock hard? I can't be rock soft. Nice. That's right. Get out your lightners for the lightners. Your lighters for the lightners. Ladies and gents. Because it's time for a crashing, barging, booming, crooning rock concert. Oh, Chris, remember December? Oh, that little musical prodigy. Remember when she'd grab the remote and swap it from cartoons to that wild music video channel tutorial forbid you to see? Guess your mother's never been a fan of alligators in bikinis. Yes, rocking her guitar and singing along with those nasty, nasty songs. Then you all think she was just so cool. Heck, maybe you could get her to come back and watch again sometime. Just kidding. Anyway, are you ready to rock? Sure. No worries. It's time. It's so simple a fax machine could do it. When the music starts, start notes will flow from the top like honey. I should roll with this. I gotta do it all again. When the notes hit the mark, press them with good timing to play feet. Z or left will play note on the left. X or right will play notes on the right. Make sure to hold the button for long notes. Got it, Chris? Good, that's all you gotta know. Music Manager will be doing their own thing, so ignore their parts. That being said, music is a team sport. If any of you play bad, hilarity lights will darken, and if they go black, it's lights out. Now, how about a sound check that's one's just for practice? Fucked up. Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, we make a pretty good band. Chris, the two of us will need to play perfectly. All right, sound check, drums loud, boys, Fluffy. How's he got those lyrics ready? They seem a little inappropriate. Do I have to? Too bad. Now, audience, give it up one last time. I'm not sure be able to get this easy. Probably not perfect, but I'll get this. Damn, idiot. I did it good enough. I did it good enough. So I wasn't doing perfectly, but I did it good enough. Wow, they loved it. I'm starting to feel like a real rock star. Yeah, that was sick though, huh? Luckily I was carrying you guys. We barely passed. Susie, are you serious right now?
Are you serious right now?
Wow, looks like the band's already splitting up due to drama. That's how you know we've got a real winner on our hands, folks. Anyway, board's over, so without further ado, let's see those results. Another B rank. Alright, I guess. Not horrible. Not good either. Finally, the game show's over. Even if the concert was a bit rocky, playing music was fun. Yeah, kinda makes me think we should have our own band for real. Get the fuck off the step! Okay. Well, folks, looks like they've reached the end of our final board. It's sad to say goodbye, but when you gotta go, you gotta go. Mike, roll the credits. Stop! Breaking news! Due to our speed, viewers, donations have been pouring in. We have met the special incentive. Incentive? Yes, the funometer doesn't lie. The viewers' voices are in. You're qualified for the bonus round. There's another round? I mean, yeah, it was fun, but we do kind of have an adventure to get back to. The Dark Fountain still needs to be sealed to. Yeah, can we just pass on the bonus round? Pass? You mean stop playing? Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to. I mean, it was just gonna be a special board, but alright. Right. Tear down the board, tear down the sets. Tear down my house, tear down my kids. Audience, you're gonna have to go home. Please. Make sure to check out our gift shop. It's got funny rulings. Tina, we're sorry to depress you, but look, I guess if you really want us to play it, you'll play it. Maybe just for a little bit. Marvelous! Mike, rebuild the sets, rebuild my kids. We are gonna have a great show for you folks. The best ever. I'm sorry, but I shot your kid already. Kinda can't do that. I don't think you care. Whatever. Can we change Susie's name yet? Oh, and now a word from our sponsors. Okay. I suppose we should get ready for the next round. I'm fine as long as you want to keep playing, Susie. I mean, the last game was wicked fun, but get the feeling this'll keep going until it gets old. Feels bad, but let's go tell him this time's gonna be last, okay, Chris? Sweet. But we'll tell him in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. The star pattern scrolls in an endless pattern. You're filled with the power of teletations. Whatever the fuck that means. Sweet. Okay, we're gonna be ending this little segment here. Hope you boys and laddies and lads had fun. But we're gonna be ending that little segment. Segment end. I forgot to change the fucking thing. I'm a dumbass. Whatever. That was on me. Unfortunate. Yeah, but yeah. Now we'll be going into the next segment. Fuck off, you're muted.
When we ask the question, what?
Shut the fuck up. Okay, so we're gonna be what the fuck? The fucker, pause. Okay, Jesus. Anyways, we're gonna be reacting to Trope Talk Dark Reflections, a classic anime trope of like the blue and the red clashing together. Every anime has a blue and a red has a red protagonist for every blue protagonist for the blue protagonist. Every anime. Think of one, you'll always get the evil side, the evil bad no juju beans. All right, let's get into this. I guess suppose. Ooh.
makes a hero different from a villain, the answer is usually, how much time you got? Even if we ignore the fact that their morals and goals are generally by definition diametrically opposed, it's common for everything from their visual design to their key personality quirks to be designed for maximum contrast to one another. It's David versus Goliath, it's law versus chaos, it's friendship versus solitude, it's one brave soul against an army. If one of them is small and clever, maybe the guy they're fighting is enormously strong. If one's straight-laced and uptight, the other's probably contrasting those qualities by being chaotic and free. If one's got a giant army of well-organized minions, the other's gotta make do with a tiny crew of ragtag misfits. If one comes from privilege, the other could be sporting a far more working-class angle on the world. If one's wearing jewel tones, their foe is in pastels. Irreconcilable contrasts like this help make for interesting
One has a big, huge steaming, and the other's tiny.
dynamics between the protagonists and antagonists of any given tale.
Who do you think's
Wildly
the top and the
different
bottom?
life experiences lend themselves to very different perspectives that can blow up into full-blown ideological conflicts of the sort generally required for a proper battle of heroes and villainy. And on a purely mechanical level, having different strengths and weaknesses can make for much more interesting choreography than just brute force beam clashes between roughly equivalent forces. And there's a lot of benefits to having your antagonists strongly contrast the key qualities of your protagonists. For one thing, that's usually how you get narrative foils, who heighten each other's characterization through their opposition. We appreciate the strength of the really strong guy a lot more if they aren't surrounded by other really strong guys, and that really strongness is even more prominent if they're constantly spending time with an extremely unstrong character, whether that's to help them out or to fight them. And
Unless it's solo leveling, then I guess you can have other strong guys around you, just to show how strong your main guy is. That's when it's alright.
a scenario where the two sides of the story have prominent foundational differences that seemingly demand to come into conflict with one another. Of course these guys are enemies. How could they ever agree on anything? I mean, really? Pastels? And that sure is a comforting framework to operate on. There's a good side where the good guys are, and then over in Oppositesville are the bad guys who have qualities that are completely different from our good guys. And that's how you know they're bad. They don't look or talk anything.
I thought this was gonna be like just about like just the opposition or like just the rivals. I didn't think that it was actually talking about like the main villains. Not all the time the main villain has to be the opposite dude, you know, to the other guy. Like sometimes the main bad guy can still be a reasonable person, just that they just have different views on how certain goals should be go across, and those views can sometimes, you know, coincide, like pretty much an anti-hero or something like that, you know? Doesn't always have to be just the main guy, but I think she's gonna get into this, because like they literally have Shadow as Shadow and Sonic on the title, because like Shadow isn't even the bad guy, and like majority of the Sonic iterations, like the games and whatnot, just the movie so far anyways.
Like us. They're all conveniently color coordinated so we don't get confused, and they hate the things we love and love the things we specifically hate. How comforting to know the enemy. How simple it is to always know exactly who we should be fighting. So what if instead we don't do that? The Dark Reflection is a very simple trope,
there it is.
arguably a lot simpler than all this other stuff we've been talking about. To create a Dark Reflection, simply take one of your protagonists, copy and paste, and alter them very slightly. Maybe their backstory is just a little bit more unpleasant, or their more dubious qualities are just a little more heightened. Maybe their carefree attitude has been nudged into nihilism. Maybe their passion for justice has escalated into a thirst for vengeance. Maybe they just haven't had the protagonist's positive character development yet. The Dark Reflection resembles the protagonist in almost every key way, but the tiny differences that remain are all it takes to flip their character archetype from unconditionally good into full-on problem territory. And that's the kind of thing that can be very alarming to a protagonist who previously thought their grip on heroism was a lot less tenuous. The more similar the heroes and the villains are, the less certain either one can be of their respective moral positions. In order to qualify as a Dark Reflection, a character must strongly resemble their opposing character in several key ways, usually starting with their visual design and extending deeper into their core characterization from there. A Dark Reflection is basically a personified what if. What if this main character had taken a slightly different turn, or gotten attached to a slightly different person, or cared just a little bit less about whatever keeps them on the straight and narrow? What if this one quality was heightened, or this other quality was suppressed? suppressed? What if you looked in the mirror and one thing was different, and that was enough to change you completely? How much of you is you, and how much of you is just good luck? Practically speaking, there are a few different categories of dark reflection with their own custom parameters and rules, so let's break that down real quick. Before we get deep into the meat of it, we should touch on the one dark reflection that bypasses all that character depth I just talked about and instead takes things a lot more literally, that being the evil mirror version. In this highly specific subtrope, a character's literal actual reflection peels itself out of the nearest mirror so they can fight. Evil mirror versions can also be conjured from nightmares, summoned by bad guys, forms taken on by shapeshifters, or otherwise worn as a convenient reskin on what amounts to an extremely generic threat. Evil mirror versions are generally extremely limited in the characterization department, and any dialogue they have will basically just be voicing the protagonist's insecurities and fears. It's honestly more common for these things to not have dialogue and just present a highly personalized threat and the exciting challenge of figuring out how to defeat yourself in combat. They're a lot of fun, but as a rule, they're not that deep, so we're gonna move on to the juicy stuff now. The classic version of the dark reflection is the evil twin, a cliche so old hat it's barely a hat at all anymore. The narrative format can vary a little depending on whether or not the protagonist already knows they have a twin or that the twin is evil, but structurally it's simple. There's someone that looks just like you, except perhaps with mildly different makeup and or facial hair, only they're evil and they'll give you a bad name by getting up to all kinds of evil shenanigans while wearing your face. While many dark reflections are complex and nuanced characters in their own right, the evil twin is usually somewhat limited in comparison, since their primary narrative role is based around
shit's evil compared to me. Like, I literally hear him in the bathroom laughing maniacally as he does it. It's weird. Tell him to stop, but he just does it louder. I think he's like a kink or something.
How closely they physically resemble their non-evil counterpart, and how much confusion this can cause. Evil twins almost always at least try to impersonate their non-evil twin, the effectiveness of which is strongly dependent on the needs of the plot and how observant their friends are this week. Even when they're not doing it on purpose, the evil twin's resemblance to their non-evil version will still cause all kinds of problems, mistaken identities, and 12th Night style shenanigans. The evil twin category can also loosely cover evil mirror universes and evil inexplicable doppelgangers of all stripes, not just the specific biological siblings angle. They don't have to have been a twin to functionally and narratively qualify as an evil twin, but the actual evil twin version has the distinction of being technically possible in the real world, and therefore requiring the least suspension of disbelief to theoretically buy. As a final distinction from other dark reflections, an evil twin has usually lived their own full life up to this point in the story, and has very little in common with their good twin aside from their inconveniently identical appearance. In fact, the story might play up how much of a facade that identical face really is by highlighting how extremely different the twinned characters are on the inside. Sort of a classic nature versus nurture thought experiment made manifest without all the ethical violations required to try it in the real world. But on the flip side, very different from the evil twin is the evil clone, a copy of the character created through some form of mad science, usually in an explicit attempt to replicate their useful qualities in a form that a bad guy can actually control. These guys are much less common in theoretically grounded and realistic story formats because human cloning is kind of an ethical no-no and also apparently really hard, but evil clones are a dime a dozen in superhero stories and similarly fantastical settings. When a villain is faced with a hero they don't know how to deal with, all they need is a blood sample or a stray hair to grow their own convenient solution to the problem. And to be fair to the evil clones of the world, evil is kind of a misnomer here because
this thing is just so lagging today. But like honestly, like in my opinion, if I had the ability to do an evil clone, I would not an evil clone, just to clone myself in general. I would 100% do it and force him to be my slave. And if he didn't want to do it, I'd just fucking end his life. Who's gonna stop me and who's gonna know? Technically, no one's gonna ever know. Keep him in my basement, never let him leave outside.
Frankly, these guys very rarely stay evil for long. This is because the evil clone lends itself to a few very specific forms of highly juicy angst, where a protagonist who's lived a full and complex life full of trusted loved ones who have helped shape them into who they are, is faced with a copy of themselves that was grown in a lab, usually controlled by someone who exclusively wants to use them as a weapon. This isn't just distressing for the protagonist, it's often also extremely distressing for the evil clone. In superhero settings, the evil clone is
See, you gotta have like a kill switch on them just in case they do something like that, you know? Like if it's like you got an evil clone, you do him to do evil things, and just in case he tries to mess up, you gotta just like plant a bomb inside of his head or something. See, I've thought about this. I've thought about this a lot.
often used to lend some insight into how much of the protagonist's character is the result of the superpowers they're playing with versus how much of it is their actual individual personality, because the evil clone generally has those same superpowers, or at least a very comparable power set to play with. So, all other things being equal, what makes these two characters different from one another? This sort of exploration can also reveal how little the enemy that
You also gotta be careful. Like if you're doing the raising route, you gotta be extremely careful on like on like not attaching yourself to the kid, so that way you don't like want him as an actual kid. You gotta make sure he stays a tool. So every time when he does something cute or like be like calls you out, be like dad, get us. Don't do that. Go give me my beer. I probably shouldn't have kids.
cloned them actually understands them, if the copy they created shares the protagonist's powers but has none of the character traits that keep letting them win. Evil clones have a whole host of fascinating personal issues and angsts to be had about being explicitly designed and purpose-built in someone else's shadow, and I just love these guys, man. Every time they decant a new girl version of Wolverine, an angel gets its wings. The most disconnected form of the Dark Reflection archetype is the evil equal. These characters don't need to have any sort of physical connection or resemblance to their counterpart. No DNA in common, no inexplicably identical appearances, not even necessarily a common origin story. The thing that defines the evil equal is their abilities. The purpose of the evil equal is to perfectly match the skill set of their counterpart and challenge them in a way they're potentially unprepared for. A mastermind protagonist suddenly has to deal with an equally brilliant mastermind antagonist working against them. A highly skilled warrior with an unusual fighting style is suddenly dealing with someone who already knows their moves. This can be very jarring and disorienting to a protagonist who's used to being the hottest game in town when it comes to their specialty, and that's what makes the evil equal such a good gut punch. The protagonist had the edge of uniqueness up to this point, guaranteeing that nobody was really fighting them on equal footing, but now they've got to figure out how to defeat themselves in a way they couldn't be expected to already know. There is one connection an evil equal might have to their counterpart. It's not uncommon for the two of them to have learned from the same teacher, potentially even at the same time. An evil equal might have started off as an evil predecessor, an evil rival, or more juicily, a non-evil ally. Perhaps the evil equal was
I haven't seen the fucking the newer Kung Fu Panda movies. I think I like only watched like the first 3, I think maybe. And like that, even then, was like so long ago. I just didn't. When the newest one came out, I just didn't really care about it because I just didn't hear any hype for it whatsoever. So I just didn't really care.
once one half of a dynamic duo of equivalently skilled badasses, but now that one of them is split from the team, the other has become a nemesis of the highest caliber. Evil equals are also fun because they have a tendency to operate in packs. A 5-man band of protagonists might find themselves facing a 5-man band of their evil equals, with their own antagonistic versions of the leader, Lancer, Big Eye, Smart Guy, and Heart. This will almost inevitably lead to the situation where the two parties have to have a big fight. Everyone starts off doing a mirror match versus their own evil equal before they remember their trope training and all swap opponents to take advantage of their respective strengths and weaknesses to win the day. This has the fun extra benefit that the protagonists all get to cleanly work out which of their own teammates they could take in a fight without having to actually hurt any feelings about it. But all of these Dark Reflections are functionally still completely different people from their counterparts. They've got a lot in common with their non-evil protagonist versions, but they're still a whole other human being who just happens to have a lot in common with the good guys. Those are a lot less existentially horrifying than the last category of Dark Reflection, which is the highly specific and highly narratively effective evil future version. This is a character who doesn't just look like you or share the same DNA as you. This is you, just a few rough days and bad decisions away from the you are now. These guys are obviously fully fantastical and basically can't show up outside of superhero sci-fi and fantasy settings, but they're by far the most alarming form of Dark Reflection because they aren't just a what if, they're a what could happen next. This is a character who spent the majority of their life doing exactly what the protagonist has done, and then something happened to them and they became someone the protagonist finds horrifying, nightmarish, and worst of all, still recognizable. One of the things that makes these Dark Reflection archetypes so interesting is that by their very nature, they can't really work on their own. A Dark Reflection has to be reflecting someone. In isolation, they're just an antagonist with a perhaps above average number of sympathetic qualities baked in. It's only in their dynamic with the protagonist they're reflecting that they really get to shine. The parts of the characters that are similar or even identical help highlight the contrast of the parts of them that are so different, in a way that doesn't really work if the character is contrasted with someone who's just fully unrelated to them. There's kind of a vector addition thing going on here. Character traits that are perfectly opposed to one another interact in an interesting way by clashing as strongly as possible, and character traits that are extremely similar play into one another by heightening along the same axis. But characters that are just kind of doing different things, those qualities don't really interact with any sort of force, and instead just weakly ricochet off in a random direction rather than producing an interesting compare and contrast. Like, let's take Batman. A lot of people like to point out that most of his main villains are all sort of dark reflections of him. Two-Face mirrors his privileged upbringing marred by a very public trauma that results in dual identities, but Two-Face indulges in his erratic and overwhelming emotions rather than turning them into motivation. Scarecrow mirrors his weaponized use of fear but spreads it indiscriminately for shits and gigs. Bane mirrors how he's pushed his body to all its physical limits through extreme training, but also heightens it with drugs. Ra's al Ghul mirrors his mastermind detective traits but uses them to run the League of Assassins and kill people who...
Who the fuck is this? This is not the regular Batman art gallery. Who the fuck is that? Well, this is an interesting way to think of about this, though. I never actually really thought about that. It's very, very interesting. Interesting point of view for Batman.
Inconvenience him. And some writers play the angle that the Joker mirrors his profoundly tragic backstory, but let it escalate into an all-consuming nihilistic madness and chaos rather than honing it into motivation to make the world a better place where nobody suffers the same senseless tragedy again. All these points of contrast make...
Nah, she bring up some fucking random-ass nigga that no one heard of, and then bring up the Riddler or the Croc. At the very least, like, what?
Their conflicts with Batman very interesting, because each of them can be seen as a bad ending for Bruce if he hadn't managed to turn himself into Batman instead. But if you pit these guys against any other DC superhero, you just get a normal fight. Guess what happens in Superman vs. Bane? Superman wins, and then he goes home, and he never thinks about it again. Their character traits are just going in completely unrelated directions, so you don't get that juicy dark reflection, angst, and introspection, and the terror of where the road not taken might have led. You get a strong guy versus an infinitely stronger guy, and it's over in 2 seconds flat. What makes the dark reflection so impactful is that when they confront their corresponding protagonist, it results in a whole lot of mandatory introspection. A hero who looks at a villain and sees an irreconcilable enemy who just needs to be stopped is dealing with a very simple problem compared to a character who finds themselves fighting the person they could have very...
Yeah, to be honest, for some reason, yeah, people don't really understand that majority of Batman's villains are just pretty much just dudes, just insane dudes, pretty much, for the most part. Even Bane, even though he's like super strong, he's just super strong with the fucking drug. Like, you pin any superhero, damn near any superhero, against any of his villains, they'll win, because they're specifically made for him, though, just to tell a story. Like it was always supposed to be to tell a story within the villains themselves.
Easily become. And that reflective nature is symmetrical. The hero isn't just dealing with a nightmarish bad ending of who they could have become. The dark reflection is stuck looking at their own bright reflection, the hero they could have been with a little more support or love or just good luck. It's no wonder this trope gets so much traction in the character-driven angst department. One common way this gets played is for sympathy. A character who sees in this antagonist a version of who they could have become if their life were just a bit crueler to them is potentially going to relate, to understand, and to want to help. It's a textbook instance of the golden rule applying. If they see themselves in their opponent, they might decide to treat them the way they'd want to be treated in their place, with mercy and second chances and the opportunity to be better. Sometimes this is aided by the protagonist having actually kind of been where they are before, if the off-ramp that turned their dark reflection into this version of themselves is a character struggle they've actually previously overcome. A character who's experienced the pain of loss but managed to heal with support and time can potentially be a very healing influence on someone for whom the wound is extremely fresh and unresolved. In fact, this can be an opportunity for some very impactful kindness, because many people, fictional and otherwise, find it very difficult to be kind and understanding towards themselves, but may have a much easier time doing it to someone else in a situation they recognize. Someone who toughed out their own tragic backstory with relative ease might be horrified to see those same events inflicted on their dark reflection, and inclined to give them much more compassion than they ever show themselves. When a character sees their circumstances externalized on someone else, it gives them a newfound opportunity to examine those circumstances with clarity, and perhaps to give...
This is true, right? To a degree. Because like I still do see so many because like this is only true if the villain themselves actually want to change. And I see so many like of like shit where there's like people just like being like wanting them to change, but they're just actively just going being like a fucking insane fucking person. Because like to a degree it's just like you just need to like if, especially if the villain's like for example Batman main villain, the Joker. Batman should have just fucking killed him. The only reason why he doesn't is because he says himself is he's too scared that he might like do it more. That's why he doesn't just kill the Joker. It's just like, even though objectively it would just do fucking humanity so much more better if he would. But whatever. You know? Like, it's to a point. It is to a point. Jails are supposed to be a place to rehabilitate people, and if they can't fucking do it, then it's a waste of time.
Their dark reflection the guidance and kindness that they themselves were shown before. But on the flip side, it's also common for the complete opposite situation to happen. There's an interesting phenomenon both in and outside of fiction where the qualities in others we find most viscerally frustrating are often the ones we can recognize in ourselves. An unknowable, incomprehensible evil is a lot less gear grinding than one we kind of understand. Like, if we see someone doing something we used to do but stopped because we decided it was bad or wrong, it can frustrate us a lot more than seeing a completely outside context bit of shittiness, because we're not just mad at them for doing this thing, we're also mad at ourselves for ever having been the kind of person to do the same. When a character confronts their dark reflection, the worst part is usually that they recognize themselves. They know why their dark reflection did that, and they know they should have done better. For a common fictional example, a character with an ironclad moral line they refuse to cross knows exactly how tempting it is to want to cross that line and take the easy way out just once. And if they come face to face with a version of themselves who did exactly that, they're confronting what feels like their own greatest failure, even if they personally haven't actually done anything wrong. They're seeing what would happen if they did the thing they actively choose to never do. A dark reflection confronts the protagonist with how easy it would be for them to become the worst version of themselves. Now, this is where the dark reflection narrative can start to feel a little bit weird, because if we take a character who's basically only ever done heroic stuff and then go, hey, but like, what if they decided to be evil instead? Would that be fucked up or what? It can feel like a bit of a non-question. Like, yeah, it would be fucked up if this thing that would never happen managed to happen, but it's not gonna, so why are we dignifying this? This is a gripe I commonly have with evil Superman stories that frame him as profoundly corruptible, where his goodness is really just a statistical fluke brought on by not having enough bad stuff happen to him yet. The thing
Here's the thing, right? Because like, you can kind of do this with Superman, because like, not right, because like the not just completely evil, but like just make him change some things that make him seem evil. Because like Injustice Superman, like seems evil at first, but if you think about it, majority of people would just be Injustice Superman. Because like if you could just like go up to any of the like the big bads of like the world's leader today and just go like, yeah, you're not doing good, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and a lot of people will be happy if I do. It's like just really simple.
is, Superman is practically swimming in dark.
Majority of people would do that if given Superman's pillar, but it's like, inherently power corrupts, and that's just true for anything, even if it's actual superpowers.
Reflections that avoid this problem, starting with Bizarro and escalating from there. Characters who are like
Even if what you're doing is technically correct, you just have to remember that there is a right and wrong way to do things. You just gotta keep that in mind.
Superman, but not Superman. There are tons of Kryptonians and Kryptonian equivalents with all of his powers and none of his Superman-ness, and they're less about elucidating how close he is to being evil by taking this one easy off-ramp into Villainsville instead, and more about how the thing that makes him Superman isn't the superpowers, because all these other people with those superpowers don't choose to use.
She could have just talked about Injustice Superman. I don't know why she's bringing up like random ass comic books that no one's fucking seen.
them to be Superman. Even given the exact same opportunities and potential, nobody else does exactly what he does. Even the ones who are superheroes don't do it the same as him. So with his powers not being responsible for his heroism, some writers instead ask if it's his upbringing that makes him a hero, presenting versions of him that didn't get raised by the Kents to see if they're the magic factor that makes him a good guy. In the current comic run of Absolute Superman, we get a version of Kal-El who gets none of the typical Clark Kent experiences, and instead suffers through a far more emotionally crushing timeline of the destruction of his planet when he's old enough to know it's happening, the loss of his Kryptonian parents and then the Kents before he gets to have any sort of life with them, and a world that is far more thankless and fraught with despair than anything he has to deal with in the main timeline blue spandex and cape situation. And yet, this Superman is still clawing his way towards becoming the paragon hero and symbol of hope that we know he will inevitably become, because that's what Superman is. That's who he chooses to be. Absolute Superman is a dark reflection of classic Superman while still being Superman, taking a far more painful route to reach the same end goal. These sorts of dark reflections don't highlight how he's one bad day away from snapping and conquering the Earth, they highlight how remarkable his goodness really is, and how inspiring he can be even to people with the exact same abilities he has. What if is a fascinating question, in large part because in the real world, trapped by the confines of linear time, what if is also unanswerable. We can never know how the story would have played out if one thing had gone a little differently, because history doesn't get do-overs. But that's why it's such an interesting avenue of exploration.
What if the planet just blew up right now? What you gonna do? Me personally, flying off this bitch. The hell the like whatever blown up the planet is gonna do? Follow me? Yeah, I like to see it try.
What if has no right answers, but it can give us perspective and make it easier to appreciate the things that did happen. Glimpses of the roads not taken can cast the road we did take into a new light. The greatest strength of the dark reflection trope is that it provokes character analysis. It's not just that the protagonist is forced into introspection by seeing their own key qualities staring back at them, the audience is also given a fascinating opportunity to compare and contrast between two characters simultaneously very similar and different in all the ways that matter. A dark reflection in the what if that they embody transforms our perspective on a character from seeing them as a static object with a bundle of fairly consistent qualities to seeing them as a changing, growing person who could have easily taken another path and become a different character entirely. And this is a very useful illusion because it helps make characters feel more real in ways they categorically aren't. Characters aren't people, they don't make decisions, and they don't experience growth. They're written in such a way that we're encouraged to forget that, but the character does what the writer writes them doing, no more and no less. It's common for a character faced with their dark reflection to say things like, "I'll never be like you," or "You made your choice, and so did I," which really helps reinforce the illusion that the character is making choices and has control over who they become. A dark reflection is incredibly good at giving characters agency, which is a very nifty trick, and if it drops a boatload of depth and nuance onto the heroic qualities we're otherwise primed to take for granted, well, so much the better. Heroism is
I mean, thinking about it, every character is like a portray of what if. You know, every single character is kind of a portray of what if, not just dark reflecting characters. Every character, which is interesting to think about. Very interesting.
always more meaningful when we see it not as an unchanging fact about a person, but as a choice that can always be made. So, yeah. And I'll take one more step away.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
Face I used to recognize, familiar shadow.
All right, well, that was an interesting video. Oh my God, get back. Stop doing this, Jesus. Okay, well, did I really like the video? Because like they put the like the dark reflection trope, because like that is a classic anime trope to actually have like a dark reflection. I was kind of hoping that she was gonna talk about more anime, because like I would have talked a whole lot more, but it's like she just brought up more obscure shit that no one really actually cares about. So it's like, yeah, it was kind of annoying that I actually couldn't really like relate to like what she was bringing up. But you know, some things I did care about, so you know. So I wouldn't really say I really liked that much, but I mean, I did see other videos that were interesting. So I mean, if you want to look at it, I guess go ahead, give it a look. Yeah, but yeah, that's gonna be it for for this video. Hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving, or if you didn't had a happy Thanksgiving, you know, hopefully it was Thanksgiving enough with me here. You want to be my little friend? You want to be a parasocial little freak? Pay me money. Not be your friend, just pay me enough. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it. Oh, I almost died there. So yeah, bye bye, goodbye, 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 bye bye.